Hi, my name is Martin Taylor, and this video is about the art of fingerstyle jazz guitar. Let's start off by getting in tune. When I first started playing this style of guitar playing, I went about it I figured the most logical way to do it was I would take a jazz standard and I would take the chords and play the right inversion so that I could get the melody on the top string. So I played this kind of thing. And that's okay, but it's not really very interesting. So I listened to quite a few orchestrators like Nelson Riddle, and I noticed the way when they orchestrated, they had lines going through the whole time. So I'd have the bass part and the melody on the top, and I started to move around the lines a little bit in the middle. So we got more of this kind of thing. So So after a while, I found that I was moving away from the idea of playing the melody on top of the chords. And what was happening was it started to split into three parts. I found that I was always playing bass, chords, and melody. And the tune that I started with, I opened out with, was a Gershwin tune called I've Got Rhythm. Now that was a little bit complicated, but I can actually, it's actually a good way to demonstrate this style of having three parts going at once. So I'll kind of break it down for you, and we'll get playing anyway. This is I Got Rhythm, and we start out with the melody. So we've got a very simple melody here. So that's the melody. The bass line, let's start out with, this is very basic. Now the bass line goes, now we have to put those two together. Let's try this. Very slowly we'll put the melody and the bass line together. So we have this. Okay, what I've got to do now is get the bass to be like a walking bass line, like you hear a double bass player playing jazz groups. And we're going to fill in the gaps here. What we've got to do is to make a 4 on the bar walking bass line. With these notes in between, we're going to put passing notes, so they can either be a semitone up or a semitone down. So instead of playing this, we've got to put those passing notes in as well. So remember that bass line. Now, this is the bass line with the passing notes in now. Now we have to come back to the melody again. So we've got this new bass line with the passing notes, and let's bring in the melody. Okay, we've got the bass line, the walking bass. What I've done over the years, I've developed a way of playing with upstrokes as well to get the same kind of feel that a double bass player would get. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll play this bass line. This is the way we were playing it. Now we want to get a bit more feeling into this, so let's get some of these upstrokes. You'll hear it. Let's bring the melody in. Okay. Now we need to get the middle part. We want the chords in the middle. Now it's not necessary, it isn't necessary to play large chords. We can give the impression of this sounding a lot bigger than it is just by choosing the right notes. Really, I'm not playing the whole chord, I'm playing maybe just 2 notes out of the chord. Very often it's the 3rd and the 7th of the chord. So if these are the chords, we have need to play all of that. So I'm just going to play like on the 4th and 3rd string, I'm going to play notes from the chord. So here we've got like the 7th and the 3rd of the chord. So It's more like this. Okay, so we have the bass. Let's bring the bass in again, and then I'll bring the chords in. Now here's the chords comping. I'll slow this down a little bit. Take it up to tempo. Let's bring the melody in. I just want to make sure that you fully understand the right hand technique that I'm using, and I've probably skipped over this a little bit, so I'd like to run through this with you. It's probably a little bit unusual to the way you play, but I use my nails like a classical guitarist, but unlike a classical player, I rest my pinky, which is a bad habit, I'm told, but it's the only way I can play, so I keep it in. I'll start off with the thumb first of all. Now, when I'm playing a walking bass line, I always play downstrokes because it sounds more convincing if you've got these downstrokes the whole time. If you're playing alternating strokes, the time goes. So I play all downstrokes like this. Now, I start to bring in upstrokes. The upstrokes I use are for a percussive effect. So I'll show you what I mean here. I start bringing some upstrokes with the thumb, so we get this. Then with the first and second finger, I play the chord part. Here we go. And then with my third finger, the ring finger here, we play the melody, and we get this. What we're going to do now is we're going to play a basic arrangement of I've Got Rhythm. We're going to play it together, so you'll want to get the tab music out, and we're going to split the screen. You may even want to go back and go over some of this stuff again, but we're going to split the screen, and we're going to play the tune. So what we have now is a note-for-note arrangement of I've Got Rhythm, which is fine, but let's not turn this tune into a party piece. Let's take the three parts and we'll start moving them around a little bit. I'm going to play it through twice. The first time I'm going to keep the melody and the chords, but I'm going to break the bass line up a little. I'm not going to play four in a bar, but I'm going to play a more rhythmic pattern. And the second time, be another variation. I'm going to move the melody around a little bit. Let's try this.